Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookham here. Today we are going to look at the Black Hulk's training and diet for bodybuilding. And in this interview with Bill Richardson, Bill details the heavy training approach he used for bodybuilding and the copious amounts of food he would ingest to develop his massive physique. In particular, Bill details the training methods that he used to develop his massive upper chest, which in my opinion is one of the most impressive upper chests in bodybuilding history. I mean, this thing was enormous. He also talks about his bodybuilding career in the UK and his NABBA Mr. Universe win, and shares some great stories of the bodybuilding legends such as Sergio Oliva and Serge Nubret and their wild antics during the golden years of bodybuilding. Enjoy. So moving on to your bodybuilding now, you said you started training in the late 60s and early 70s.
Yeah.
But you already began, like I looked up your competition history, you came fifth in the 71 universe.
Mhm.
What competitions had you already attended prior to that?
The Yorkshire, North East England, and the UK.
Okay, so just within the UK.
Yeah.
Had you already won the Mr. Britain? Because I don't think you would have already.
No. I won the Mr. Britain later.
Yes.
In 1980, I won the Mr. Britain.
Okay.
That's why I said I'm very truthful here. I won the UK, I won the Britain, I won Mr. California, I won the Universe, I won the amateur Europe, and I won the professional Europe all in 1 year.
That was 1980, right?
1980.
Yeah, that was the best year you had.
Bertolt Fox was also a good friend.
Bertolt Fox was a very good friend of mine.
Yeah, I've seen photos of you with Bertel.
Yeah. He used to say to me, I wish I had your courage to tell people what you think of them. Because if I found something unfair, I couldn't hold it in. I'd tell them. Judges don't make no difference to me. If I'm better, I'm better. If I'm bad, I'm bad. If you put me down, I'm going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's dead now, God bless his soul, Serge Nubret. Serge Nubret was one of the villains that I know to do this. Because the French always had to win.
Oh, yeah.
The French, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the dead. I'm not talking badly about him because he was a very nice person. But he was not an honest person when it comes to things like this.
Yeah, I know about that. And I may ask you as well.
Yeah.
I'll ask you about Serge in the end, and also maybe about Bertel, because he's obviously very hard to talk about.
No, I can talk about him as a friend of mine, and the issue that he had came from the island where my parents came from. I lived there for a while. I lived there for 6 years, and that's the island. He's still there now.
Mm-hmm.
He's still there now. So I had one regret. In 2000, I was in St. Kitts. And a friend of mine, George Hamilton, he was the weightlifter that I trained with him, and he knew him very well also. He came from the island.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the island with the intention to go see him. And George said to me, remember him like he was.
Yeah.
You won't recognize him when you go there.
Can you imagine?
Leave it like it is, because you're gonna have nightmares over it.
Mm.
And I regret it. I regret that I didn't go see him because he was a friend, and I regret it till this day. I get information about him now and then because I've got a sister that lives there.
Okay.
But something nasty, and he could have got away with it. He wasn't an honest person. He was already in the airport leaving. He could have got lost anywhere in the world, in the prison. He was not that sort of a person. And that was to do with his wife and his mother-in-law.
Okay.
To do with his wife and his mother-in-law.
Yeah.
He forgot his passport.
Oh,
I
goodness.
don't know if you know the story.
No, I don't.
He forgot his passport at home. He came back from the airport to go and get his passport. And his wife and her mother was entertaining men.
Imagine that.
And that's what happened. He left and he came back and he gave himself up to the police.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they obviously didn't want him there, so
shit happens.
Yeah.
Alberto was a very strong and
he was very strong,
decent man.
He was very strong, strong, you know. But he didn't have my character.
No. He held it inside.
Inside.
Yes, it's very.
All the vengeance was kept inside.
Yes.
But we were a very nice person. We got on very well.
Well, can we now switch on to your bodybuilding career? You said you won early on the Mr. Yorkshire, some championships in the UK.
Yeah.
And that qualified. Sorry?
Won them all in the UK.
Yeah. And that qualified you for the 71 Universe already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I qualified from the top place in the Britain. Top places in the Britain at that time.
And
you have a different height class.
Right.
You know, you have different height class, and the tall class, which I just qualified for tall class, there wasn't a lot of bodybuilders. Bodybuilders a little bit shorter, big men, you know. Until the 80s when they start coming out. What did Vince Taylor said to me? Vince Taylor once said to me, he said, these guys, they come out of the caves, you know, like this. They walk out of the caves like Gulliver, you know.
The giants.
Ralph Muller and stuff like these people like this, you know, they were just, what the hell is that up there?
Yeah, here in Europe. So I want to ask you about the 71 Universe. You competed there against Bill Pearl and others.
Yeah.
And Frank Zane, for example, as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Reg Park.
Reg Park wasn't there.
Sergio
Oliva.
Dave Draper.
They're all there.
Yeah. How was that competition? How did you you came fifth, right? So
in my class.
Yeah. So can you describe how Bill Pearl was on that night?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. The gentleman of gentlemen.
I've heard.
Gentleman. And Laurie Scott. Laurie Scott also.
Yeah.
I know them all. All the old bodybuilders, I know them all. All gentlemen.
Yeah.
Believe me. The only controversy he had with bodybuilders, God rest his soul also, because his wife, he had a little accident with his wife. I think you know who I'm talking about.
Sergio? Yes.
Sergio Olivia.
So how was Sergio? I mean, he was an animal.
He was an animal in more ways than one.
Yeah.
He did a comeback.
Yeah, in 84 and 85.
There was three. I invited him to do the contest in England, the UK.
Right.
Guest post there. In Holland, a guy called Gino invited him to do guest post in there.
Mm-hmm.
And in France, Sergio Bray invited him to do the World Championship, I do think, for the WABA.
Yes, for the WABA.
Okay. Let's go down to the nitty-gritty. They were still doing the pre-judging. He was already selling photographs with his name on for the Mr. World contest. The contest wasn't finished. It wasn't started. It was very selling. Okay? You can laugh. Believe me. Yeah, villains, both of them.
Yeah.
Whether you come first or last, the winner came with his guns and his uniform.
Yeah.
For the show.
Yeah.
Only for the show. He was already on the winner before he got to the show.
Yeah.
Put it this way.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
invited him to England. I put him in a 5-star hotel close to my home. But didn't have a giant bed. Okay, we split the expenses for his wife, him, a maid, to come to Europe, first class. Took him eating every day in a 5-star hotel. Times a day. 5-star. With a casino, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I lived in Leeds, so I know the people in Leeds. I grew up in Leeds. Worked on the door in Leeds and everything else. You know, Manchester Airport, I know customs there and everything else. It comes, his wife goes shopping. Bought this, bought that. Excess baggage, that wasn't a problem because I was traveling backwards and forwards in this airport every day, every week. Not every day, every week. Going to France or Germany or Switzerland to do guest posing at the time. I paid his hotel bill and everything else when I went to collect him. But before I went home, I went to the souvenir shop in the hotel. I got a bill of £200 at the time from the souvenir shop, which wasn't paid.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
You see, this is.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's a long time ago. That's a lot
It's
of.
a long time ago, but you understand me? I said,
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Wrong about the dead, but the problem is so nice people and bad people.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you ever train with Sergio?
No.
No. What about with Bill? Bill Pearl?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I know from Platts from Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
Train with him exactly? No. It was the boy at the time. It was the boy.
The boy.
Yeah.
The boy.
He was the boy at the time.
Golden
It
Eagle.
was the boy at the time. Okay, the boy.
Yeah.
His legs.
So
I did train in Gold's Gym, in World's Gym, once with Arnold.
wow, that must have been an experience.
No, experience, no. We were there. He's strong. I'm stronger.
I knew you were going to say that.
No, they didn't show.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's like that.
I accept every challenge they give me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Remember, I just told you I have dumbbells downstairs. I'm in the gym at the moment still. I've got dumbbells downstairs from 70 kilo, 60 kilo, 50 kilo. These three numbers, I bought all these weights. I had no money when I started the gym from my ex-wife and things like this. So I started the gym with empty pockets. So buying the equipment in pieces. When I had some money for this, I bought this. But I also did seminar in Germany. And when I went to do my seminar, I always trained there as well. Training seminars they were. And every time I went, I started with a 50 kilo. If I could push them so many times, I could take them home with me for nothing.
That was smart.
Okay. The 60 kilo, I could take them home for nothing. The 70 kilo, I didn't have to prove myself because he knew I was going to do them anyway.
That's why
I got these weights for nothing. The three weights alone cost more money than all the other ones down.
Absolutely. That's why customs and airport security know you so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the dumbbells.
Of course. Of course.
Okay, so in the 72, you also went into the universe, competed against Frank Zane this time, who won.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Frank Zane won, yeah.
Who was also competing there? Sorry?
Oh, now you have to jog my memory a little bit now.
I'm trying to think myself.
Bertel, I think Bertel was there when it was Bertel. Bertel was Mr. Britain in 1976. Maccabi was there, I think. The few Italians that was there. Oh my! You have to jog my memory. I'm going down memory lane for myself.
Oh, it's okay then.
Frank Zane.
It doesn't matter.
Well, Paris came later.
No, Paris
came later. Eduardo Kawak, I think.
No, he was also later.
It was later.
Early 70s would have been other bodybuilders.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Yeah. So anyway, you continue to compete in the 70s, in the universes, the Mr. Britons and Mr. European championships and all of that. And you finally cracked the first place in the Mr. World WABA in 78, which is in 77, I believe. And then the 78 Britain, the NABA, which I believe is this cover, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
79 was an okay year for you, winning the first year. You came first in the tall class in the WABA European Championship, and then you basically smashed 1980, winning everything.
Yeah.
How was your training going up to your peak? How did you train initially, and how was your training in comparison to your peak?
My training got better and better and more aggressive weight-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Train my weights aggressive, but the food got more aggressive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna go back to anabolics. People always rely on anabolics to get weight.
Mm-hmm.
When you eat 2 kilos of meat, 36 eggs a day.
Okay.
It's real. So it's
you know.
Oh, I know it's real.
You know, when you
It's
eat
real
this, with fruits and everything else, I eat fruits and everything else. But you need that energy to train. You need that power to train, and that's where your power comes from. The food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I was never hungry.
I don't think you would be.
But I would get 3 chickens, and the chicken ran away.
Yeah, I bet.
He's here again. I've gone in restaurants here in Belgium and asked for a filet steak, and it comes with a little thing like this, and they put that on the plate. I said, "What the hell is that?" I said,
"Give me 2 kilos."
I said, "No, I didn't ask for 2 kilos." I said, "I want a steak. I want a steak that I can eat." So he goes in the kitchen. He comes out with this enormous steak with a big mouth. If you can eat, you don't have to pay for it. Make it.
And how much?
No.
Yeah.
2 kilos of steak. I just eat it. But I also had soup and everything else, dessert and everything else on top of that.
Yeah.
I once went in a restaurant in Holland. You can believe it or believe it not. I was in the restaurant for 4 hours. Okay?
Eating.
I ate 7 T-bone steaks.
7.
Yeah.
I can believe you. I can believe you. I think when you're a natural and you train hard enough,
you have to eat.
Take it from your food.
Have to eat.
You have to eat. You have to eat.
He don't believe in overtraining. So
no, exactly.
Enough food.
What is overtraining?
Enough food.
What is it? Like you've talked about in your younger years, your teens and early 20s. You used to do martial arts, bodybuilding, football.
Everything.
I can tell you, I mean, I've never been not even a local champion, but when I was bodybuilding in my my late teens and early 20s, like yourself, you have energy that's just too much. And when I was doing kind of like power bodybuilding, so powerlifting combined with bodybuilding.
That's how we knew.
At lunchtime. At lunchtime. And then in the afternoon, I'd be playing 2 hours of football.
Yeah.
And then at 6 o'clock, I'd go to my Kung Fu school and do 2 lessons.
Yeah.
And I'd be training 4 to 6 hours most days.
Well, you need sustenance for this.
And then at night, I remember sometimes I'd be at a party and I'd have a crowd of people around me because I would go through one steak after another.
Yeah.
And that's just the steak, not the rice and the potatoes and the dessert.
No. The rice and the potatoes, forget about that. Forget about that.
So I can understand. Yeah, I can understand exactly what you're saying.
Just the real thing.
I mean, when I did natural power bodybuilding, I went from 65 kilos to 95 kilos in about 3 years.
Of course. Sorry. Excuse me.
Okay.
Hello. Sorry, I'm doing an interview at the moment. Tell me about it. Okay. Can I call you back? Okay. I will do.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just saying, I believe you 100%. I've heard of Reg Park's eating plan. All these old timers used to train that way.
We ate.
Yeah, with eggs, and you gotta eat.
We eat.
Yeah.
You get egg bound, they say. You get cholesterols and this. Cholesterol? What the hell is cholesterols? I said to her. I said, I work it off.
Exactly.
I work it off. We had no protein shakes.
Yeah.
For the contest, we have protein shakes for the contest when we're dieting. Baby food.
Wow.
Baby food.
Okay.
Baby food, baby milk and stuff like that. We used to have that for protein.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Baby food, tins of baby food, bottles of, baby food. We used to eat that to get
I've heard of it.
And stuff like this.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
It's concentrated food, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard about that.
We did.
So, would you say at your peak, your typical diet was a couple of kilos of steak, 36 eggs a day, fruit, vegetables, the works?
Yeah.
How many gallons of milk or liters of milk were you drink milk? Or
I didn't drink a lot of milk.
Okay.
No. I get the runs with milk.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I didn't drink a lot of milk. I always say milk is for babies.
Yeah.
No, I didn't drink a lot of milk. No. I didn't fill myself up with liquids. I need solids.
Solids, yeah.
I need solids.
And were you much of a high protein, high fat diet eater, or would you not shy away from carbs?
Carbs, I shied away from carbs. There wasn't enough room to eat carb when I eat all that meat.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
For me on the plate, the meat was the meal.
Yeah, of course.
The dressings, forget it.
Yeah.
The meat was the meal. That was the meal.
Fish, 4 kilos a day.
And I had a bad habit when I was smaller as well. I drank a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I drank alcohol.
Okay.
I could drink liters of Bacardi. Wasn't the problem.
2 liters. No, it's no joke. It's real.
Well, that's pretty insane.
When we traveled abroad, we always used to go to the duty free. All of us. Everyone used to buy their own drinks. And if you want a beaker, a cup, a cup, throw everything in. Not like today. With Arnold started this animosity by putting people down and calling people down. Oh, hey Bill, for example, did you train your calves this week? Oh, your thighs? Oh, no. They stand there pulling people to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then there came the sponsorships with protein and stuff like this. And people used to sell themselves just for the pot of protein.
Mm.
Understand me? For the pot of protein.
Yeah.
People sell themselves for the pot of protein.
Yeah.
But
so
we used to sit down. We only had one big enemy. The judges was the enemy. If you got a bad place, who do you blame?
Yeah.
Components, or you blame the judges?
The judges, yeah.
Of course, we blame the judges.
Yeah.
How about it in France where someone won the contest and I came second or third place and they said, sorry, Bill, that's not fair. Because we knew each other and we knew how we were.
Yeah, and how good
we were.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was a lot of politics back then, just like there is now.
I had, God bless you, so I had one good helper, and he was the president from the NABA.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Heidenstein.
Yeah, Oscar Heidenstein, yeah.
Oscar Heidenstein, come on, Bill. I was really annoyed some of these time with the results, really annoyed, really vexed, And he said, there's a contest next week, Bill. Come on. And we did elimination. This week I came 3rd, 4th, or 5th, or 6th. The ones that are in front of me, his name was on my hit list. So the next time I went for the contest, I had to beat him.
Yeah.
No matter what place they put me, I had to beat him. And if I beat him, I was good already.
Yeah, exactly.
So I used to eliminate till I came to the top.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
And when I came to the top that year, I never looked back.
Oh yeah, you didn't. I mean, you obliterated 1980. 1980 was your year.
Yeah, that was my year.
Yeah.
Especially beating the unbeatable.
Yeah.
Eduardo Kawak.
Yeah, he was awesome.
I beat him.
Yeah.
I beat Eduardo Kawak in his own backyard. And the top sponsor for the winning place was Sergio Bray.
How ironic.
And him and Eduardo Kawak was partners.
Yeah.
And Eduardo Kawak won everything. So he sponsored the contest to be a big man for the winner.
Yeah.
Prize for the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Eduardo came second. He said, Bill, did you get your money?
Oh.
I got my money 6 months later.
Oh.
That's my friendship and Sergio Bray's friendship down the drain.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know, I've done guest posting with him together, same contest. They put him in that side of the room, they put me at that side of the room because they come together, I would have knocked his head off. I swear it.
I bet.
I swear it. So bad it was.
Yeah.
I became, after the universe, I became a member from the NABA committee, and I represented the bodybuilders.
Right.
That means if you had something you had to complain about, you complain to me, hear my big mouth, talk about it.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of bodybuilding friends, a lot of them.
Can you imagine?
They had a lot of complaints. They came to me, I sorted it out. Yeah.
Awesome. With your training though, you said so I gather you're a big eater in your peak, like many trainees back then. What was it that mainly changed during your training from the early 70s to the late 80s, like to the late 70s, that would have contributed to you peaking?
The training.
It was the training. Yeah.
The training.
What was it?
The more aggression I had from losing, well, coming bad place. I use that as energy.
Right.
And you've got to feed energy.
Yes.
So I train harder, I have to eat harder. It's automatic.
Yeah.
I train harder, I have to eat harder.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
How was your
the day after the contest, I was already in the gym. Now, I try to tell the young boys this. They have a rest period. I said, you've been dieting, you're depleted and everything else. You start putting weight on again. You got muscles. You have to make the muscle grow. So what do you have to do? You have to start immediately to push the muscle to grow. You have to feed the muscle, not the fat. You have no fat to feed. You've got muscle to feed, and you have to feed that muscle. So you start training straight away. You start eating straight away. Now, modern bodybuilding, they do 1, maybe 2 shows a year. 1 contest or 2 shows a year. In Belgium, they go here, they weigh, for example, 80 kilo in a contest. Okay? Out of contest shape, they weigh 100 kilo. The next year, 80 kilo. Out of contest shape, 100 kilo. Where's the improvement?
Muscle shape, muscle fullness, I don't know.
There's no improvement.
Oh, you mean nowadays?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There's no improvement. 80 kilo this year, next year 80 kilo, the next year 80 kilo. Where's the improvement?
Yeah, there is none. Yeah.
There's no improvement. If you put 2 kilos on, at least that 2 kilos is muscle.
Yes, exactly.
And you see that muscle.
Yeah, well, when you're ripped to shreds, you would see that improvement. Yeah. How was your training though early on when you started? You said you learned from a weightlifter and 2 powerlifters. So was it mostly Olympic weightlifting and powerlifting movements that?
We did dumbbell press also and everything else, but more the heavy weight was squat, deadlift, and clean and press.
Clean and press, yeah. And bench pressing?
Bench press as well. Bench press as well.
What was your max on the clean and press?
With 100 kilo. Up to 100 kilo.
Over 100.
About 150 or something like that.
150.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, I would believe that.
Yeah.
That's strong.
Yeah.
And your bench press max was 300 kilos.
300 kilos.
Your squat?
Over 350 kilo. I start squatting with the 200 kilo.
Wow.
I start squatting with 200 kilo.
And what about your deadlifts? How strong?
Deadlift, also over 300 kilo.
Over 300.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I did exhibition lifts. And I trained in the gym in Holland. I just came up from a contest in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I did a contest on the Saturday night, and we had something to do in the gym with lifting and everything else. And I was posing and lifting.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as I said, you talk about someone being strong, then you have to show someone who is strong.
Mm-hmm.
I came out of the car, I went in the gym, came back, drive all the way from Germany, went to the gym in Holland, and did my deadlift like I'm supposed to. No problem.
Awesome.
No problem. You know, I had a Ford Granada. Now I changed the tire with the two of us.
You lift the car.
I lift the car.
Yeah.
I lift the car.
Of course.
That was easy. Getting a jack and doing all this. No. Especially in winter. Lift the car.
Yeah.
I used to tip cars over.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you did a lot of powerlifting and Olympic weightlifting when you started, and then would you say that back then you did a lot of bodybuilding, or did you do even more bodybuilding later on?
I did more bodybuilding later on, but all these exercises I learned in the beginning came useful.
Mm-hmm.
More bodybuilding.
Yeah, of course.
No.
Would you say then that you built a strong foundation early on first? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
what was
even without the training for bodybuilding, I had a foundation.
Yeah.
For other sports. Because as I mentioned earlier on, high diving.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing backflips and everything else from the 10-meter board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did gymnastics at school.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you had very strong joints and bones then.
Because I wasn't very popular with the teachers and learning, I was very good at sport. And I said in the beginning of this conversation, sports became my friend.
Yes.
Because I had to be better than the best one to get in the team.
Mm-hmm.
Once you was in the team, I had friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna. They watch my back. I watch their back. Because we're a team.
Yeah.
Athletics also. We did athletics also. Football, team colors.
Mm.
You know?
And you would say that all that sports that you did during your teen years really strengthened your joints, your bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The food as well.
Okay. So I want to now ask you about your contest weight. What was your contest weight like at your peak?
105 kilo.
105 kilos. At a height of?
Meter 78.
Meter 78.
That's 6 foot. 5 foot.
5'10".
10.
Yeah, 5'10", 105 kilos. Yeah, that's pretty dense. I mean, see, your photos here. I've seen. You're very well known for your thick, muscular, powerful physique, especially your traps and your chest. I mean,
my chest. I used to balance a beer glass.
Yeah.
On top of my chest.
I've seen the photos. I can't.
It's in the magazine somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the mag. And your chest is just out there, out there at the top. I mean, it's very hard to develop the upper chest, but your upper chest was just really swollen. Yeah. So yeah, it's amazing. Amazing.
So as we have heard from Bill Richardson, Bill used an approach involving heavy and aggressive training for long hours, combining powerlifting and Olympic weightlifting with bodybuilding. And his diet was very impressive, eating a whole food diet, eating 2 kilos of meat daily, 36 eggs a day, chicken, fruit, and vegetables, eating enormous amounts of foods. Using this intense method of training and eating, Bill was able to develop his Herculean physique. One of the most distinguishing features about Bill's physique has to be his incredible upper chest development, which in my opinion is one of the best upper chests ever, especially from the Golden Era. No doubt the amazing development of Bill's upper chest was due to his incredible benching and pressing power. Overall, Bill's upper body development was monstrous. So I do hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so, and please leave me your comments. What do you think of the Black Hulk? What do you think of his training methods and his intense form of eating? And of course, what do you think of his incredible upper chest development? I mean, he developed a shelf there, didn't he? I dare you to find a bigger upper chest development than Bill's in bodybuilding. Anyway, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is the Golden Era Bookworm saying bye for now. Need a bodybuilding poster for your gym or office? Then check out Iron Man Magazine archive.smugmug.com for the highest quality posters on the planet. Scroll through the galleries of all the legends, including greats such as Arnold, Frank Zane, Sergio Oliva, Serge Nubret, Tom Platz, and Larry Scott, and much, much more, and select your poster now. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Vince Gironda's approach to bodybuilding, his principles, and all these tips of wisdom that he has, I mean, there's so much stuff that probably hasn't been proven by science, and it will take science to prove or disprove Vince. But to be honest, these 3 books, I believe, which I call the Classic Physique Bundle, are the best books that Vince ever came out with. And they, of course, are the Wild Physique, the Master Series, and the Pro Series. Have a look at it this way. The Wild Physique, I believe, is like the ABCs of Vince Gironda's principles to bodybuilding. He teaches you the exercises and his principles, but how do you put them together? Well, the Master Series is a 14-month program of using all of these principles, all of the diets that Vince came out with, all of the exercises, and believe me, it's a brilliant, brilliant program. Many people have used it. I know personally a lot of bodybuilders that have actually used it and made fantastic results with it. And of course, the Pro Series was a book that he came out with later on, specially targeted for getting into competition. It's just these 3 books, as I call it, the Classic Physique Bundle, Vince's best work, and available, of course, at www.goldenerabookworm.com. Now, the Pro Series of Bodybuilding, which was targeted for professional bodybuilders, contains 6 programs, each of which go for 2 months each. So it's a whole year, again, in preparation for competition. To support your favorite YouTube channel, please visit teespring.com/stores/Golden Era Bookworm for merchandise, including t-shirts, hoodies, face masks, phone cases, and much, much more. Once again, at teespring.com/stores/Golden Era Bookworm. Become a patron at www.patreon.com/Golden Era Bookworm for hard to find books, scans of rare photos, and articles on the Golden Era of bodybuilding. To take full advantage of my collaborations, use code GEB20 with nspnutrition.com and vincegironda.com, as well as code bookworm12 at osl.com for a discount at checkout.